everybody, my name is Kiahonfire and welcome to Conan Chop Chop, the next Conan game in the series. This game is a very delightful, fun little game here, but there are a few things that can make it pretty difficult as a solo, I'm not gonna lie, and even multiplayer. Some of these tips might help you here, so that's why I'm here to tell you what to do or how to do things if things are a little bit too difficult, because my goodness was it a learning curve as a solo player. Oh my goodness gracious me. One thing is, have a look at this currency here. This currency right here you'll be wanting to use, right? It's gonna be good because you can spend it at the blacksmith. However, the one thing I like to buy is the charms, and in the beginning you'll get a lot more charms here. Once you've spent them, they're gone kind of thing, and they've gone into your thing, and the only way to get them is to unlock them via the levels, by them dropping out of chests and stuff like that. But these are really needed, especially if you're doing solo, because you can get things like poison on your weapon and more. I can just show you actually in my options here. If I go into collection, charms, there are some really good charms. One of the best ones I find is having a companion like the chicken champ or the slime is also a good companion. So they're great because they take some of the aggro off of you, and they also attack the enemies as well, meaning that you have some support there if things get a bit rough, or if you need to focus on a boss, then at least your chicken friend is getting rid of the ads for you that's getting spawned in with the boss. So that's actually a really nice thing to have. So if you can get a little pet, either from getting it out of him first or getting it out of one of these stands for items, or even getting it in the in-betweeny levels where you can buy things, I'd definitely say get some, because they are going to help you a lot, a hell of a lot. Another thing I really like is poison on your weapon. If you ever have an opportunity to get poison damage on your weapon for a charm, which is going to look like this with a skull, it is absolutely amazing and pretty OP. It carried me all the way to the last level, that poison, because it leaves like poison pools on the floor and everything. It's amazing. That's another one I really like. The arrow ones, I'm not a fan of the bow and arrow in this game, I'm not gonna lie. I often run out of arrows and don't have anything really to do with them. There's a few other things that are kind of nice but not really necessary. This meat one might be good for a party, but meh. It's a bit meh. Also the gold one. What else do we have? There's explosion ones. Let me find it. This one, dummy dash, is also a really good one, right? When you dash, basically this is going to drop a dummy, and that's going to taunt the enemies so they go for it, and then it's going to explode. So the little bombermen that like running at you, this is perfect for them. This is amazing for them. So if you can get it in the first level as well, that's going to really help you out. Breathing space is pretty nice as well. There's also one that does like breathing space but for longer. There's also other pets you can get. There's a piggy here. There's more and more you unlock over time. Some of it's a little RNG based that way. There's even a little bee pet you can get here as well. You can faintly see the things here. So if you can get like a pet, and maybe you can get like a taunt and maybe some kind of weapon damage as well. You can get the poison for the arrows as well. That's going to help you a lot. Now, the weapons and stuff, charges are nice too. It's going to help you with your guard when you put up your guard. The armor, always good to get armor too. And then the weapons, also good to get weapons if you see a good one. So you can always check the weapons by hovering over and seeing the DPS and damage. However, you probably want to check the weapon you have yourself, because if it's not much of an upgrade from this one, what's the point in spending money? You're going to see things are very expensive in this game. And as you go up the levels, they don't get any cheaper, they actually get more expensive. Same goes with meat. Meat is going to be something you want to buy all the time, because that's going to heal you up, and you can only have one in your inventory at a time, which means you could probably only have one to a boss fight on you. And that kind of sucks as a solo, so I'm just going to tell you that. And it might be 500 right now, but it's going to be like 1,000 next time I want to buy some meat, okay? Another thing you want to know in this game is there is absolutely no checkpoints, which kind of triggers me a little bit. But hey, there's absolutely no checkpoints, which means you need to do all 4 levels, all 4 bosses without dying. Like, you cannot die, you know, unless you're in a party, then at least one of your players in that party cannot die. As long as that other player gets through, all 3 of you will respawn, if that's a party of 4, etc. So if you can do it that way, that works that way, etc. But yeah, you literally can't really die. It's a bit of a pain in the bum. So yeah, be careful with that one. Try and stay alive as much as possible, especially if you're in a team that's going to help people out and more. And of course, if you die as a solo, well, then you're just screwed because you don't get to revive because of a teammate. You're just dead forever. There ain't no coming back from that one, my friend. Another thing is you're going to see nice little objectives now and again. In the bottom of your mini-maps, like a little circle, and it will have an item. Now, the first one you're going to get is like a little baby doll. You'll find this in the levels of Nemadia, and you'll have to find the doll on a random tile set and then pick it up. Once you've picked it up, it will be in your inventory forever until you come back to the main marketplace, and then can give it to the little girl in the bottom left-hand corner. Now, this is the same for other items and trinkets as well. If you give the doll back to the little kid, it's going to give you a key with a tree on top of it, and that is going to unlock something else in the skull, the desert area, all of that, and etc. Then it's going to give you another item, which is going to be like a newspaper, which you're going to have to unlock something in the next level, and that's kind of how it goes. And you can get like a really good item boost, rare items, etc. from completing those. But there's only a set amount you can do for that. Like, you know, you can only do it once per item. So yeah, and you're not always going to find it guaranteed every time, since the map tiles are randomly generated in this game. They're not always the same. They're random tile sets, and you can get random amounts of them as well, same as boss rooms and treasure rooms, etc. They're going to have like the same kind of look sometimes, but they're going to be different per hole. They're not going to be the same every time you die and come back, kind of thing, if you get me. Same with if you die and come back, you're not going to keep any of your money, you're not going to keep any of your keys, you're not going to keep any of your meat, you're not going to keep any of your health. You're actually going to go back to default. The only thing you get to keep is like the Steelfire, which you spend on the blacksmith, and buy it from there. Another thing you're also going to gain is these skill points, which you're going to want to upgrade your characters with, so that's a good thing. It's a good idea to kind of stick with a character, you know, so you can kind of upgrade it as much as possible, or you can play the other characters and enjoy them too. However, just bear in mind you're going to need more skill points to upgrade them, so it might be a bit of a better idea if you want to keep going to use the same character you've been using and upgrading. So I've been using Palatides. I got extra health on him, Roar the Dragon, extra slots so I can have even more abilities, shockwave parry, fast feet, and I can unlock some more eventually, and that's kind of how that is going to work. And of course, each has their own unique individual powers and stuff, so that's what you're going to get out of those. But yeah, this game is very interesting. It is very punishing though, I'm not gonna lie, especially if you're a solo player. You're gonna have to like challenge to play it, because it can feel very defeating at times because there are no saves whatsoever. And I think that's probably one of the only downfalls about this game, really. For me, I feel like there should be a save every time you defeat a boss, right? But I suppose it depends how big the game is and the replayability of the game. Perhaps having that as a checkpoint removes the replayability of the game, but it does make it very frustrating to have to do it all again. I must admit though, having to do it all again every single time definitely refines your skills. Yeah, it does. You get really good at dodging and whatever else and knowing what to do. But it can be such a drag at the same time. I feel like there should be some way to at least save, or at least have like, you know, 3 deaths and you're out, you start again kind of thing. Maybe that would be a better system or something like that. or you could have it tied to each character. And you'd have to do it again as each character to make it work. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of just permadeath. Even when I play Castle Crashers between their levels, they had checkpoints at least, so it did feel like rewarding. But yeah, just my opinion. Maybe some of you like it like that. But I've been playing for a few hours now, and it's like, oh my goodness gracious me. It's a bit of a struggle, but it's a fun struggle at the same time. But anyway, thank you for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.